Hi, my name is Jen. I'm gonna attempt to do something probably a little bit crazy. I see a lot of people do these monthly roundup videos. So, because 3 months have passed and makes it the first quarter of the year, I thought, why not do a first quarter video? So, I have my laptop next to me so I can remember all the books that I've read. And I'm going to go through for each one and tell you a little bit about the book, what I thought of it, how many stars I gave it, and so on. Some of these are in ebook, so I will post a cover, like a picture of the cover, instead of holding up the book. Or I might have borrowed them from the library or something, or borrowed them from someone and I don't have the physical book, so I'll put the picture if that's the case. The first book that I read this year was School's Out Forever by James Patterson. It is the second book in the Maximum Ride series. This series is about children who've had genetic manipulation and they're part bird. I'm not gonna go any further into that, but I really enjoyed the first book in the series. I think I gave the first book like 4 stars. And it was a unique enough concept that I wanted to continue the series, so I went ahead and bought the next 2 books. And I did not really like the second book. The writing was very different. The storyline was a lot slower. It felt like it took me forever to get through. Like, there was a lot of stuff happening. Yes, it was action-packed and stuff, but it didn't grab me as much as the first one did. So I only gave that book 2 stars. The second book that I read was The Grim Legacy by Polly Shulman. It is a gorgeous cover on this one. It is about a girl who works at a special kind of library where people can take out magical objects. And some of the objects start to go missing. So her and her co-workers, new friends at the library have to figure out who's stealing the things and prevent themselves from getting accused and getting in trouble. It was very, very good. I gave it 4 stars. I would say it's probably more 4.5 stars, but the thing that bothered me about this book was that there wasn't a good description of what the main character looked like, and it bothered me throughout the book because I was trying to picture her and it was difficult to do. But I have a review of this on my channel if you want to check it out. It's definitely worth the read. About 4.5 stars. The next book that I read was Saving the World and Other Extreme Sports by James Patterson. It is the 3rd book in the Maximum Ride series. I didn't actually rate that one on my Goodreads. I'd say that would be 2 or 2.5 stars for that one as well. Didn't really care for it. I didn't like some of the plot twists that occurred in the 2nd and 3rd. I read them pretty close together, so the stuff that happened kind of blending together in my brain, so I can't really remember everything, but I did not love it at all. So it was disappointing, and to the point where I don't know when I'm going to pick up the series again, or if I'm going to at all anytime soon. Probably not, like, even this year. The next book that I read was Firelight by Sophie Jordan. It is a dragon shifter book. I gave this book 4 stars. The dragon in a YA book is new for me. I'm sure there are other dragon shifter stories, but I think most of them are geared towards an adult audience. This is the first dragon shifter story that I've ever read. It was very good. I liked the characters. I liked that it started off right with a bang, right from the beginning. It was interesting. It was angsty a little bit, and dramatic and romantic, and overall really good. It didn't blow me away, that's why I didn't get 5 stars, but I really did enjoy it. The next book that I read was an arc called I Love Him to Pieces, which is the first book in a manga graphic novel series about zombies, zombie apocalypse. It is called the series is called My Boyfriend is a Monster. It's by Yvonne Tang. I gave this book 4 stars. It was a very quick read. I liked the artwork, I liked the characters, and I'm not sure if it's out yet. I haven't seen it in stores yet, but if it is, I probably would continue the series because it was fun. The next book that I read was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. It is the second book in Harry Potter series, which I started last year, and I'm continuing throughout this year, reading very slowly through. I gave it 3 stars. I know. Go ahead. Beat me up. I know you're going to. I'm a bad nerd. I had a hard time getting into those type of a book because I'm not as much of a fantasy reader as I am young adult and romance and dystopia and stuff like that. But it was good. I liked some of the characters, and I liked the story. It was just very slow for me to get through. That's why I only gave it 3 stars. Next book that I read was Infinite Days by Rebecca Maisel. It has an absolutely gorgeous cover. This is about a girl who is a vampire and wants to become a human again. I did a review on this book on my channel, so if you want to see that, you can look it up. It's very interesting, the idea of being vampire and having the ability to live forever and wanting to be human again, and the reasons that she gives for why vampires want to be human again. And it was very, very good. I gave it 4 stars. There was something that happened that I didn't like that prevented me from giving it 5 stars. But the characters were pretty good. The writing for the most part was very good, and in parts of it were a little draggy, but mostly very, very good book. The next book that I read was Zombies vs. Unicorns, edited by Holly Black and Justine Lara-Ballestier, and written by various authors. I really enjoyed this book for the most part. There was one story that I really hated, and it made me like just want to like throw the book. But I didn't, of course, 'cause I love my books too much to do that. It was a unicorn story. If you read the book, you might know which one it was. You might be able to figure it out. If you're curious, you can send me a private message and I can tell you. But there were some zombie stories that I really loved, some unicorn stories that I really loved, but most of all, I have to say, Team Unicorn. I like the unicorn stories overall more than the zombie stories, even though my least favorite in the book was a unicorn story. I'm interested to read more about unicorns, particularly badass unicorns.